Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. This video we're going to be making a kicked up pumpkin bread on the Primo Oval XL. Let's get going. Okay, first off I want to tell you, this right here was my inspiration for this video. I went to the grocery store and I see this America's Original Pumpkin Ale. And I thought to myself, pumpkin bread. I don't know why, but that's what I thought. Anyway, I bought a 6-pack of this. I tasted it, and it's got a really good flavor, and I think it's just sweet enough to where it's going to work on this pumpkin bread. So let's give it a go, see what happens. Now, I found the basic pumpkin bread recipe on all recipes, but I am tweaking it quite a bit. And remember, guys, this is an indoor recipe. I'm just taking it outside to the Oval XL. If you want to cook this in the kitchen, just get that oven preheated to 350. It'll be good. We're going to start off by mixing all the wet ingredients in a large bowl. I have here one 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. To that I'll be adding 1 cup of vegetable oil, 4 eggs, and then we're going to add that beer. Now the recipe calls for 2/3 cup water. I'm adding 2/3 cup of this pumpkin ale. Now we're just going to get this mixed up. All right, that looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and set this aside. Get another large bowl on my cutting board here. All right, now in this bowl, we're going to add our dry ingredients. I have here 3 1/2 cups white sugar, 3 cups all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons baking soda, 1 1/2 teaspoons salt, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves, 1/4 teaspoon ground ginger. I'm going to go ahead and use a whisk just to get all this incorporated. All right, that looks good. Now what we're going to do is mix the dry into the wet ingredients. All right, and there we go. It looks good. Smells really good. Now it's time to fill up those loaf pans. Now that recipe from All Recipes calls for a 7 by 3 inch pan. These aluminum disposable pans I bought at the store are 8 by 3 7/8 or something like that. This is supposed to fill 3 pans, so because these are larger, I don't know if it's going to or not. I will be adding chocolate chips before these go onto the grill outside, so maybe it might bring the volume up a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and see how many they fill. And I'm happy with 2 pans. They're nice and full here. I am going to add chocolate chips. I've got a cup of mini chocolate chips here that I've dusted in cocoa powder to help keep them from sinking down to the bottom. But I'm going to do this right before we put them on the grill. So I'll meet you outside where I've got the Primo preheated to 350. All right, Primo is preheated 350. Again, if you're doing this in your house, preheat the oven, 350. I got the heat deflectors down, so it's a nice radiant heat in here. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the grate. And again, I have some chocolate chips. Now these are the mini chocolate chips, and again, I dusted these with the cocoa powder just to help keep them from sinking. I'm hoping they go down at all now, but we'll see. All right, so again, I'm going to continue baking these 350, about 50 minutes. But what I'm looking for is that, clean toothpick to pull out. So see you in a bit. All right, guys, so this actually went a tad over an hour. I'm guessing because of the larger pans, but it is done now, and it just smells so good. Look at that. Another thing I wanted to mention to you is after I put those chocolate chips on, as you guys could see, they didn't really look like they were sinking. So I took a plastic knife and I stirred them down into there. So this batter was just, I guess, thicker than I was anticipating. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get these into the kitchen, let it cool a little bit, then we'll try some pumpkin bread. See you inside. All right, guys, pumpkin bread is cooled. I just finished dinner. I'm ready for dessert. And I got to tell you, it smells really, really good. Let's check this out. I know that there are some chips down deeper because I was hitting them when I was doing the old probe test, but for the most part they kind of stayed on the top of the cake here, the bread. That's fine though. Still very, very warm, moist. It's really, really good. It's a little bit more savory than your, I guess, traditional pumpkin bread, and I'm guessing that's because of that ale, but it still tastes more desserty, if that makes any sense. I'm happy. A little butter on there, I'll be really happy. Anyway, guys, thanks again for stopping by. Cheers.